Good morning, good afternoon everyone, and welcome to your new Fit Channel program, a closer look at Selenium nutrition. 1 month ago, we had the pleasure to welcome Professor Peter Surai and Mario Estebes for the first Fit Channel webinar. It was an interesting discussion around oxidative stress and its impact on animal health. So today, we will take the opportunity of this last webinar to open a new discussion about the solutions to fight oxidative stress. As mentioned by Professor Peter Surai, there are a lot of many antioxidants working in the cell and in the body in general. They work together as a team to fight against oxidative stress. One key element of the team is the selenium. Selenium works as the chief executive. It's involved in the production, in the synthesis of 25 selenoproteins who play a major role in the defense against oxidative stress. So today, as you understood, we won't talk much about problems, but rather on solutions to fight the oxidative problems. And for that, I am pleased to welcome here Dr. Michael Bryant, who is a micronutrients and antioxidant researcher at Adisseo. So he was involved from A to Z in the development of Adisseo's organic selenium-based antioxidant solution. So he will explain how Selisseo acts, what is its mode of action, and what is its efficiency. Furthermore, we will get two testimonies from the field from two other colleagues. Mr. Guilherme Gonçalves from Brazil, who is product manager for Selisseo in South America, and Alongkorn Tantibavankiat from Thailand, who is the key manager and product manager for account in Thailand. So we'll get these two experience from the field to complete the argumentation of Dr. Michael Bryant. So let's begin for this web program. So, Michael, you've been studying selenium for hours and hours and years. So you are a specialist in this topic. Why is selenium important for animals?
Thank you, Sophia, first for this introduction. Selenium is indeed an essential trace element for animals as well as humans, and it is also a very specific one because it's the core constituent of two amino acids that are selenomethionine and selenocysteine. So instead of talking about selenium itself, we should focus on those two amino acids that are the true biological form of this element. First, selenomethionine on one side is a safe and easy way to store selenium in the body. Whereas on the other side, the other amino acid, selenocysteine, is the true biologically active form of selenium, and it's present in a specific group of protein that we name selenoproteins in that case.
So you were talking about selenomethionine. So about selenomethionine, we are often asked if selenomethionine is a mix between selenium and methionine. Because as you know, methionine supplementation is quite basic and all feed manufacturers know it. But selenomethionine is not so clear. So can you explain what is exactly selenomethionine?
Okay, it's indeed an easy confusion that can be made between methionine and selenomethionine. But actually, selenomethionine is not methionine mixed with some selenium around. This is completely wrong. Actually, methionine and cysteines are the two sulfur amino acids, whereas selenomethionine and selenocysteines are the two selenium amino acids. So in one case, what makes them specific is the sulfur, whereas in the other case, it's the selenium. So a nice comparison can be done because they share similarities, but we are here talking about two different kinds of amino acids.
Selenium is a key component of the selenoproteins. So we know that animals have 25 selenoproteins that play a major role in the antioxidant system. Can you maybe explain a bit the role of selenoproteins, and can you maybe focus on the well-known selenoprotein that exist?
Okay, those proteins are enzymes able to catalyze different reactions. And thanks to the specific chemistry of selenium, they are able to do it in a very efficient way and much faster compared to the non-selenium homologs. Then most of those reactions are related to oxidation and reduction of compounds for signaling purposes or to fight oxidative stress. And one of the oldest and best known examples is the 4 selenoproteins that are named glutathione peroxidase that are able to detoxify the reactive oxygen species that can potentially be harmful compounds and that are produced during this oxidative stress. So actually about half of those proteins have very well known antioxidant functions. So it's definitely the major role they play, like for glutathione peroxidase or thyrodoxine reductase. Then other selenoproteins are also implicated in fertility, immunity, or in the inflammatory response, so as well as other functions.
Let's talk now maybe about selenium supplementation in the diet. So the offer on the market, the offer of selenium in the market is quite large. There's the mineral selenium such as selenite or selenate. There's organic selenium such as the yeast or selenomethionine pure. What's the difference between all these sources, and what is the most efficient one?
Yeah, first, because most of the time the crops are deficient in selenium. It's below 0.1 ppm. So that's why we must supplement some selenium to the animal to reach the requirements about 0.2 or 0.3 ppm of selenium. And the two main forms indeed are on one side the mineral forms like selenite, and then the organic forms that are selenomethionine or equivalents. The main disadvantages of mineral forms is the low absorption during the digestion, whereas selenomethionine organic forms are very well absorbed through active transport. Then another advantage is that those organic forms can be either oriented to a safe storage form or for the selenoprotein synthesis. Then Selisseo is an hydroxy-selenomethionine form obtained by chemical synthesis as a pure product. And to fairly assess the efficacy of that product with the other product, we develop a fast and easy procedure in broiler chickens where we fed those products at the same selenium level, and then we look in the tissues what's the percentage of selenium that we can find. Those results confirm first that organic forms are much more efficient than mineral ones. Then Selisseo has been observed to be as efficient as pure selenomethionine product. After that, the so-called seleno yeast, their efficacy is actually related to the amount of selenium present as selenomethionine, which is most of the time only 60% and can be very different from batch to batch.
So Selisseo appears to be the most efficient form of selenium if we look at the absorption or if we look at the deposition. But maybe to go further and to be more specific, can we maybe talk a bit more the language of the producers, talking now about the performance, how Selisseo influences the performance of the animals?
Okay, so selenium per se will not influence the growth performances of the animals. However, if the animal is subjected to a challenge or oxidative stress, in those conditions, the selenoproteins and the function they play can help the animal to fight with oxidative stress or to recover faster from this challenge. Challenges and stresses can be very different, so we must first define what it is. For example, tropical conditions or summer heat spells are an oxidative stress because they can induce an overproduction of the reactive oxygen species. But the chicks' embryogenesis or pathogens in the environment can also have oxidative stress components, and in those conditions, some other selenoproteins can also be very important to fight those conditions and to help the animals. Recently, we conducted a study in broiler breeders raised in tropical conditions in India, and we compare selenite and Selisseo. In broiler breeders, it's well known that the hatchability will drop while animals are aging. The results we obtained demonstrated that we did not stop this drop of hatchability. However, in the Selisseo treatment, animals maintain this hatchability at a higher level during a much longer time compared to selenite. This has been confirmed by other biomarkers like the glutathione peroxidase activity that was measured in the blood. In another study, also in broiler breeders, at that time we focused on the progeny and what could be the effect on that progeny. So for that, we compared selenite, seleno yeast, and Selisseo that were fed to the broiler breeders. And then we first confirmed that the transfer to the progeny was well done by looking on the selenium concentration in the tissues. After that, those day-old chicks were raised during 3 weeks with a standard diet, and we follow the growth performance of the animals. And what we observe is that the Selisseo group maintained much better feed conversion ratio compared to the other groups. This enables to say that animals were better to fight different kind of stress that could occur during chicks' embryogenesis or during the very first day of life of those chicks.
Let's leave now maybe the field of R&D and let's go in the commercial field, real condition field. And let's go to Brazil. We will listen to Guilherme Gonçalves, who will explain the last trials achieved on broiler breeders.
Hello everybody, I'm Guilherme Gonçalves. I'm product manager of Selisseo in South America. Today I'm here to present you our latest result with Selisseo. However, before to present it, I would like to mention that at the beginning of my career, I worked as a manager in a broiler breeder farm in a company that produced chicken meat. And the biggest challenge at that time was to produce better chicks to help and improve our broilers' performance. And since that time, when I think about breeders' production nutrition, I'm always concerned not only about the numbers of chickens per breeder, but also about the quality of the day-old chick. The trial we finished a few weeks ago was specifically designed to measure how Selisseo could help the breeders and their progeny. The trial was conducted in São Paulo University in Brazil, and the results are published in the Latin America Poultry Science of 2016. We compared the effect of two different sources of selenium added to the feed, selenite or Selisseo. Therefore, 1,216 female breeders were divided in 2 treatments with 27 repetitions. Starting at the 55th week of age, we fed them with 0.3 ppm of selenite or 0.2 ppm of Selisseo. And after 10 weeks of supplementation, the birds were inseminated and the eggs collected for incubation. In the second part of our experiment, after hatch, 520 male chicks were divided in 4 treatments, a factorial 2 per 2, in order to test not only the effect of the source of selenium in the breeders, but also in the progeny. We used 13 repetitions with 10 chicks per repetition. As results of the first part of the trial in the breeder, the treatment with Selisseo produced significantly more eggs, with better fertility and less mortality during the hatch period, improving strongly the number of the chicks hatched. As a result of the second part of the experiment in broiler phase, there is no significant change on body weight gain among the treatments. However, the treatment with Selisseo had the best feed conversion rate, significantly different to the others. In the current context, the major concern of broiler breeder farms is to secure the production, both quantitative and qualitative levels. Selisseo has demonstrated its ability to consistently help producers reaching this goal. If you're interested in the publication, we'll be happy to share with you. Cheers.
After Brazil, let's go now in Thailand. We will meet Alongkorn Tatibhavankiat.
Hello, my name is Alongkorn Tatibhavankiat. I am a specialty product and key account manager at Adisseo, Thailand. In my country, Thailand is top 10 broiler exporter in the world. The producer is interested in developing and leveraging their productivity of such kind of hatchability, fertility, and the total live birth. And they want to test a new solution to increase their productivity. Boiler breeder had two dietary treatments: one, sodium selenide, and two, Selisseo at 0.3 ppm. Boiler breeder were fished for 10 weeks and measure performance as 1, hatchability, 2, fertility, and 3, total day chick leave. Eggs were collected after fish for 2 weeks and pooled for lab analysis. Selenium egg content has been analyzed at the third-party lab by ICP-MS method. Egg quality was measured as a hog unit at the day 1 and the day 10 of storage at the room temperature. Boiler breeders were fed with Selisseo produced the egg with a high selenium content of 122% in the albumin when we compare with the sodium selenide group. At the same time, boiler breeders were fed with Selisseo show the consistency performance in fertility, hatchability, and total live birth when we compare with standard performance and sodium selenide group. In addition to selenium concentration, we also clearly observe or better expect the albumin after storage. Selisseo better than the sodium selenide by the 80% of the hog unit after 10 days storage. Selisseo in feed gave the advantageous result and ensure a very good return on investment. The interest of using Selisseo in the specific position of breeder, it has been clearly demonstrated.
So after listening to all these trials and to all this experience about Selisseo, maybe Michael, can we characterize a bit the product, maybe summarize briefly what are the main advantages of the product?
Yes, on top of the advantages that we have seen for the animals, Selisseo has also some other technical advantages. First, for the worker safety and to ensure an easy dosage, the product has been formulated on a high-quality silica, free of dust and of homogeneous particle size. Secondly, this molecule is also stable in the premix, in the feed, under standard pelleting conditions, as well as even in more rough extrusion conditions. Then Selisseo is also available as a liquid form to supplement selenium cures for ruminants, breeders, or for aquaculture applications. Finally, it's obtained by a chemical synthesis, which guarantees a high purity of the product. Indeed, the product is guaranteed to be 100% under hydroxyselenomethylamine form, making Selisseo a very reliable product because this purity is obtained in every batch.
Maybe to finish one more question, Michael, which trials are you implementing right now? Which new trial, maybe which new technologies or methods are you using to demonstrate Selisseo's interest?
Okay, very recently we used some new technologies, state-of-the-art technologies, to follow the level of expressions of the genes that are implicated in the synthesis of selenoproteins. And some very recent results demonstrate that not only the amount of selenium present in the diet, but most importantly, in which form this selenium is supplemented, can influence the level of expression of those genes. So those results are very promising for the future to understand how Selisseo can help the animals and how to determine how Selisseo can be more efficient.
Thank you, Michael, for your intervention. We were grateful to have you with us on Fit Channel today. Thank you also to Guilherme and to Aloncorn for their participation through the videos. It was very good to have the field experience, and I think that all appreciate that. So thank you also to all of you behind your screen. We hope that you received today key information and useful information. We will be very pleased to continue the discussion maybe on our site fitchannel.online, but you can also send your question to the address that appears on the screen. We will be pleased to receive them and to answer them, of course. I give you appointment for the next webinar on Fit Channel. See you next time.